How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Stand Focused for Jesus. Hope each and every one of you are having a blessed day in the Lord Jesus Christ as always. Today is Sunday, December 11th, 2022. Sunday, December 11th, 2022. I want to speak this that was, you say, put in your spirit, however you want to phrase it. How many of you have ever served in the military? How many of you know somebody that has served in the military? When you go into the military, you essentially sign a contract. That contract pretty much makes you, your body, property of the United States government or whatever government it is. This is why you get in trouble for going AWOL, all these different things. Your body literally belongs to the government because you signed that contract, pretty much leasing or renting your body, your mind, all these different things to the United States government. If anything happens to you, let's say an enemy attacks you or whatnot, then that is an attack on the United States government. If you attack a postman or postwoman, that is an attack on the United States government, and there could be charges for it. And because postal workers are federal employees, it would be a federal crime. If you damage the post person's truck or anything they use to do their job, because it belongs to the United States government and it's under the contract of the United States government, let's say it's that person or whatever, you could be held liable and you could face charges. A lot of these jobs, they have contracts. And a lot of these jobs, like the military and like the postman or postwoman, there are insurance policies that these companies, the federal government, has on the employees that work for them. You may say, well, that's them. That's them. That's not me. Well, you will be shocked to find out that most jobs that y'all work at, these companies you work for, they have insurance policies on you, and you probably don't even know it. Therefore, if anything happens to you while you are working, they will be covered, and they will be covered quite handsomely. So you get injured, you get your little workman's comp or you get whatever, you think you're doing something. No, they really doing something. They gonna get more than you, which is crazy, but hey, it is what it is. They get more than you. Power having a business, right? Just like when you set up a business and you build business credit, they'll give you more for business credit than they will on your personal credit. And if you combine the two, if you know what you're doing, then hey, my personal credit ain't good enough to do all that. I'm just being real. I'm gonna tell you a parable. There was a postman who worked for the federal government. Or we're gonna say there was a postman that worked for the federal government. And every day this postman, his job was to deliver the mail. Here you go. This is your route. These are your packages. You're not supposed to open it. You kind of like, okay, it's a letter. It says who it's from. You can kind of like figure out who it's from. But that's not your focus. Your focus is getting the mail to the recipient on time. That's your job. We're going to give you a truck. We're going to give you this. We're going to give you that to do your job. If there are issues, if there are problems, come to us. We're going to talk it out. We're going to figure it out. Boom, boom, boom. The postman delivered mail to this one house every single day. This person had mail come every single day. And it got to the point where the mail was just piling up. Because the person would come out and check the mail, they'd be like, yeah, whatever. They would, throw it in the yard, put it back in the mailbox, throw it on the porch. They had mail everywhere. And the postman would come like, dang, is they going to, deliver the mail? Sometimes he would put in a complaint, and then the person would get the mail or whatever. They would just have it everywhere. But the postman's job was not to go on their property and get all that mail. That's not his job. He doesn't have authority to do that. His job and his authority is to deliver that mail. That mailbox is a part of the federal government's property also. So there were certain things that he could do if it was impeding on him doing the job. One day the neighbors came to the postman. They was, this is messing up our property value, and this is ridiculous. You need to do something about this. Well, we're going to do something about this area right here. We can't go on these people's property like that and clean their mail up. We can tell you certain things to do. Maybe you can call the city to write them up. Get a lien on the property or whatever. But it's out of our control. We can only do certain things. This is our job. If we do something that we're not supposed to do, we will get in trouble. But people didn't want to hear it. And so they end up taking their frustrations and taking their anger out on the postman, his vehicle, his equipment, and the United States government, the federal government. They didn't take most of their anger out on the actual person that was, not checking the mail or, not really caring. Now, what's the parable of this story? The postman or the postwoman is us. The federal government is the government of God that we represent, and we are under contract, or I should say covenant with, in blood. We have a job to deliver the mail, deliver the word every single day, or according to our route. Some of us get more hours than others, right? Some of us work overtime. The people that we are delivering the mail to, in this case, it would be, if you're listening right now, it's for those, we could be having a meeting. It could be for, those obviously we're trying to reach, and so on and so on, right? But the people that are riding and matter to us and matter to the government of God, those are the ones that continue to reject the message, continue to reject the mail that we deliver. We are simply doing our job, and they're getting upset more so at us because they got a bill in the mail. Hey, your bill that you owe for sin is past due. But you're mad at us. You sitting your dog out here when you know we come to deliver the mail because we finna deliver something that you don't want to see. You don't want. And all the people of the world, they get more so mad at us for doing our job instead of the people or that particular person in their community, in their neighborhood, that's bringing their property value down because of their sin. They're bringing their property value down because of their sin. And the whole neighborhood is doing the same thing. Some of them take the mail in and they pile it up. Some of them take it, they read it, they tear it up, they throw it in the trash. But it's still the same thing. They're not responding to the overdue bills. They're not responding to the letters that are being written that's trying to get their attention. This is the world that we live in. Crazy story, right? You're like, oh, that's hypocrisy. Yet, this is what we deal with on a daily basis. As the old saying goes, Carl Malone, known as the mailman, There was a famous game where they were going against the Bulls, and Karl Malone was shooting some free throws, some very, very important free throws. And Scottie Pippen walks up to him and tells him, the mailman doesn't deliver on Sunday. You talk about the power of words. If I'm not mistaken, some of you may recall that he didn't make those free throws. I could be wrong. If I remember correctly, they still lost the game. But that's powerful right there. The mailman doesn't deliver on Sunday. I think that may have affected Karl Malone for a very, 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 very long time. You see, it's not always when the pressure isn't on, when you can hit those free throws or deliver that mail, you get the parable. But it's actually when the pressure is on, where and when it's more important. When the pressure is on, when you are at the free throw line about to shoot these important free throws to put your team ahead and probably go ahead and win the game. And then Satan walks up and tells you, the mailman doesn't deliver on Sundays. Whew. And yet you respond back, the devil is a lie. Because even Amazon delivers mail on Sundays these days. The devil is a lie. Because even I get packages delivered on Sunday these days. Buckets. Swish. Or maybe Satan walks up to you as you're shooting those important shots. All the world is, you boo, boo. God ain't forgive you. I know what you did last summer. I know what you did yesterday. I know what you did before you started to preach. Whoa. And you think that you're worthy to be up here and shoot these shots? And you let that word get into your ear and sizzle into your spirit. And the coach is looking at you like, you got this, you got this. Don't take no heed to what he's saying. I chose you to be on this team. That's what God is telling you. I chose you to be on this team. Yeah, I know what you did too. We'll talk about that later, but right now, let's handle this. If I didn't think you were capable of making this shot, or capable of being on the team, or capable of doing whatever I called you to do, then I wouldn't have had you in the game to make these free throws. Go ahead and make these free throws, and let's get on. Oh my God, you missed them. You made one of two, or maybe you missed both of them. Dang, y'all lost the game. Or maybe y'all won the game regardless. Let's say you lost the game. You're down to yourself. But did you purposely go out there and miss those shots? Did you throw the game? Some people are. But most of us, hopefully, we're not going up there to purposely miss the shots. We just miss the shots for whatever reason. And yet, a championship series in the NBA is 7 games long. Is it game 1, game 2, game 3? Now that can affect the outcome of a series, but guess what? It's a 7-game series. Hopefully you still want to win it in 4. Or maybe you're down 3-1 like LeBron James when he played for the Cleveland Cavaliers and they came back. One of the greatest, if not the greatest comeback in NBA history to win the championship. You know, it's just incredible when you look at the story of it. You get to game 7. We made it to game 7. It took game 7. And this is where we're at right now. We're in game 7. Nothing else matters except these moments right now. Giving it your best. Giving it your all. And believing in your training. Believing what you've been taught. And standing victorious when that clock goes down to 0 and we stand victorious as the champions in Christ that we are. Now, if that don't motivate you or get you fired up to do something, we don't need you on the team. We're going to put you on the bench. You can pop champagne after the fact, and then we'll trade you away. We're going to win this championship. We're going to win another one. We're going to keep on winning them. Because that's what we do. we win. Even when we lose, we win. You have to understand that. You have to believe it. You have to know it in your spirit, in your soul, in your body, and with every single drop of your existence. Even when we lose, we win. Even when you lose, you win. If you don't understand that, you don't understand it. If you don't understand it, let the Spirit give you the revelation, the understanding. Even when we lose, we win. With that being said, God bless each and every one of you in Jesus Christ's name. As always, stay focused for Jesus. And as you know, the truth is not debated, it is declared.